Hello, 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 everyone. Thanks for joining us today on our journey through the Bible. It's Tim, your Bible teacher and good friend in this journey. Today, our reading was in Ezekiel chapter 25 to 28. In the Gospel of John, John tells us the story of Jesus and some of his enemies and the confrontation they had. There was a lot of back and forth. Accusations are thrown around. But one of the things Jesus said to them in John 8:44 is, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there's no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." Sometimes people ask, why did God make the devil in the first place anyway? And of course, the correct answer is he didn't. He created Lucifer, who was a holy angel. In Genesis 1:31, at the end of the week of creation, we read that God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And that included Lucifer. Everything was included there. But sometime before chapter 3, Lucifer rebelled against God and became the adversary. I know people think sometimes the devil is a red, scary looking monster with horns and a long tail. And hey, don't forget the pitchfork that he's using to stab people with. But that's not how the Bible describes him. In chapter 28 of Ezekiel, in our reading for today, it's one of the few times when his story is mentioned in the Bible, and so it'd be wise to consider it today, I think. Lucifer was wonderfully made. He was beautiful and holy, and God describes him in our passage. In verse 15, uh, he said, "Thou wast perfect in all thy ways from the day that thou wast created till iniquity was found in thee." He's called by God the anointed cherub and the covering cherub in verse 14 and 16. Cherubim is a special class of angels. They were given the task of guarding the Garden of Eden so that people could not break through and eat from the tree of life. They're also described as an honor guard of sorts around the throne of God in Ezekiel chapter 10. And so Lucifer, before his fall, was a highly stationed guardian for God. He was a cherub. He was full of wisdom. He was perfect in beauty. But perversion occurred in this wonderful, highly placed angel of God. God says, "Iniquity was found in thee," in verse 15. Iniquity and wickedness rose up from within this exalted angel of the morning. The sin of Satan was a proud heart and a preoccupation with himself. When Satan took a look at himself, he saw beauty, wisdom, perfection, power, high station. He was so proud of himself, he was just lifted up. He was filled with pride. He said, "I want to be like the Most High." And our God is a holy God. He is perfect, and he will not tolerate sin in his presence. And because of Satan's arrogance and his violence, God did not allow him to remain in that privileged position near the throne of God, and God cast him out. God took away that position near the throne. In verse 16 and 17, our text says, "By the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. And therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee." And so our holy, perfect God cast Satan out of his heaven, out of the mountain of God. And where did he cast him? Some people think the devil is in hell, and that he's like a king in hell right now. He's not. He's right here on earth with the rest of us. Hell is his ultimate destination, but that's not where he is right now. He's the prince of the power of the air. We could say a lot of things about the devil, including the warning that the Bible gives us. Among the advice that Paul gave Timothy about the choice of a pastor is this in 1 Timothy 3, 6, and 7. He said, "Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. Moreover, he must have a good report among them which are without, lest he fall into the reproach and the snare of the devil." He's warned preachers, beware, look out for pride that can sneak up on you when you least expect it. You know, the devil's sin of pride can easily become our own condemnation if we give it a chance. Don't do that. That's why Peter said in 1 Peter 5 and 6, be clothed with humility, for God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. It's good advice from the apostle who once stood before Jesus Christ himself and said, all men may deny you, but I'll never deny you. Now, he learned humility over the years, and something that we need to learn as well. And I would say the sooner the better, my friends. Well, stay in the Word. Our reading for tomorrow is Ezekiel 29 to 32. I'll be reading there, and I'll look forward to being back with you again very soon. Have a great day, folks.